Okay, hello and welcome on board this Easyjet Swiss flight from Geneva down to Catania. We'll get ourselves set up and on a route. Let me just check what's going on VATSIM. Okay, we're all good. Come down and get the checklist up and running in a minute. Okay, why is my frame rate so lousy, I wonder? Curious. And bang on time as I'm starting the plane up, someone messages me. It's uncanny. Happens every time. If I want someone to message me, I go on flight sim. X-plane, P3D, whatever. Alright, stairway, engine master, ignition set to landing, battery 1, 2. Put on. Bang. Bang. Super APU, and master and start. Alright. Just gotta wait a little while whilst that does its thing. Really? Is it because it's cloudy, or yeah? I thought X-Enviro. I mean, this is getting to the point where it's got even worse performance than the X-Enviro. I'm strongly thinking about going back to X-Enviro. I'll see if I can roll it back to 1.10 from 1.11, because that seemed to give me reasonable performance, I seem to recall. Anyway, we'll stick it out for this flight. Hopefully once we depart out Geneva things will improve, we'll see. Alright, so that's all on. Exterior power, GPU track, cabin lights, set overhead console. See, ground spoilers of track, pro window heat, APU bleed. And we'll come on. And we'll put the Addons on. One thing I'm just going to do quickly, because sometimes it makes an impact. Okay, so the Addons are on. Oh, hi there! Nice to see you. I just realised that someone's joined the chat. I was focused on starting the aircraft up as usual. How are you doing? Emergency lights armed. Let me just get the plane set up and then, yeah, we can chat. So that's armed. Landing inversion auto. Engine button. Strobe lights auto. Radio panel on. Let's tune into Unicom. I don't know why my frames are so laggy. I'm not sure what's going on with this PC tonight. 2.8. So there's no ATC here. I don't think there are any other flights. There's a few flights, but nothing anywhere near me. Okay, altimeter. Got to get that set up next. Let me get that up. Conditions. Let's see, 1013. So we're good for that. I don't know. This whole computer seems laggy as a whole. I don't know what's going on at the moment. And we can get the FMC actually programmed up now. Always the fun part. Let's go in it. So yeah, of course we're in Geneva, LSGG, Lima Sierra Golf Golf, heading down to Catania in Sicily this evening. Make sure those are aligning. Cost index 7, cruising altitude. It's going to be about 390. And come to the initRef page, performance data, set. Okay. And performance wise, the trim position is down 0.5. Down 0.5. Alright. This is off, nav mode. Set AC TCAS standby. Let's just plug in 2000 on the TCAS. It tends to be until you get assigned a squawk code in VATSIM. I believe I read somewhere. Yeah, no problem, no problem. That'll give me a chance to start the plane up, so that's fine. AC TCAS anti-skid is on. I think, yeah. Got the radar off, thrust levers, ignition selected normal. It is. What am I doing? Gone through those about programming the rest of the FMC. We're not going to get very far if I haven't done that, are we? So let's see, flight plan. So we are departing out from runway 22. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, we've got runway 28 plugged in. 22. Via the Med 5A departure. There we go, insert. And from Medam, we want to go UM730. UM730. ATMAD. ATMAD. From ATMAD M730. To NITAM. And from NITAM direct to Mogbo. And I've been messaged again. From Mogbo direct to Backrow. Backrow. Yeah, from Backrow direct to Racino. Racino. From Racino direct to Rotan. Rotan. And from Rotan direct to Nera. Interesting. P3 to RCA. To RCA. And from RCA Y93 to Natov. There we go, flight plan. Insert now arrival. Expecting ILS runway 8. NATO 2F 2G, huh? Let's have a look at my charts a minute. 2F or 2G it's giving me. Hold on. Try this star. So I guess we're going to want to take. Broad as a song, really, isn't it? Some. Let's have a look. We come in, so the one that goes to NASOM is you'll change and fly over for initial approach fix. Right, okay. Star, so that's NASOM. Take to see what the difference is, to be quite honest. NATO 2F will take NATO 2F. Let's plug that in my charts. Yeah, we'll take NATO 2F arrival with our NASOM. Yeah, that's good. Wonderful. Flight plan. No, back to the performance page. Sorry. So you've still got to put in flex temperature, V speeds, 140, and then I need to go back to my taxi charts. What's going on? This is annoying. Let's do here for chart this. Port. There we go. Oh, hello, Trainhead. Pull up. I didn't realise. I was sorry. I was just busy looking at my charts. I didn't realise you had joined me as well. How are you this evening? Right. So I think I've got that all set up now. Flight plan. Yep. What's next? It is should be aligned in a minute. Okay, doors closed there, seatbelt signs, no smoking can come on. Lost my train of thought, where are we? And there. Beacon light on because we're pushing back shortly. Fuel pumps, can set those on. Dublin to Bratislava tonight. Okay, for some reason I thought you were doing that last night, because I was looking on VAT, because I was actually on VATSIM last night, not doing a stream. I did the flight from Bergen down to Billund as a recorded flight, and I was looking around on the map to see if you were going from Dublin to Bratislava, but I couldn't see it, so that explains that you're doing that tonight. I don't know, for some reason I thought you were doing that last night, but yeah, if you're yeah, I'll whilst I'm flying along, I'll check out you flying along then. Right, so that's the fuel and everything all set on. There's just double check there's no other traffic around near me anywhere, so yeah, we can VATSIM to get ourselves pushed back. We're departing runway 22, so we want to push back to the left. Plugins, better push back. Let's have a, oh crikey, that's actually I suppose that's quite a long pushback. Let's put him about there, will do, I reckon.
Run to cockpit, Plaza knowledge, call me through the menu when you are ready.
Okay, better push back. Start.
Run to cockpit.
Yeah, squawk box, that can be a bit temperamental, I find sometimes. I've had issues with that as well in the past. It can be a bit of a pain. Usually my main things I have problems with is OBS. I've been trying to get it, try to balance between smoothness and a clear picture, and it's for some reason it's proving difficult. I mean, I can understand it on a stream when you live stream, but I've had a couple of pre-recorded videos I've had to ditch in the last couple of days because the quality's just been terrible, and I just don't yeah, Windows update there, that would do it probably. And for some reason my when I pan around here at the moment, it's not as smooth as typically it is. It seems to be like my FPS are down for some reason. I don't know why. Computers, man. I mean, sometimes, you know, doing this hobby, I wonder if you need to end up learning more about computers than you do flying planes. It's ridiculous sometimes.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
Yeah, your rendering options set too high. See, I just don't. I haven't changed any settings, and it's giving me that. I don't know if it's because of the cloud coverage or. It looks a bit overcast, doesn't it? But yeah, it's weird. I don't know why it's doing that. Unless it's jumped up to 4K cloud textures again, I have no idea. Let's just double check. Cloud settings. No, we're on 2K textures for clouds. Yeah, that's weird. Really weird. So maybe auto size the amount of clouds. And then let's auto that, see if we get any better performance. No, not really. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, that doesn't.
Stove connected and bypass pin inserted. Visit parking brake.
Right.
Starting pushback and you may start.
Yeah, pushing back. Where's he going? That's fine. Okay, let's just concentrate on sorting and playing out. As I said, I don't know why my FPS is down for this flight. It's weird. Might as well switch that on before I forget. Okay. Yeah, typical PCs, definitely. You know, as good and as powerful as they can be, they do seem to be temperamental sometimes. They really do. You just get to a point when you think everything's finally running well and you're happy with it, and then just something happens and then you realise you're not, and you've got to change a whole load of other crap. Like, I don't know why I'm getting such bad FPS at the moment. This is I don't know, because I did the flight, I tell you what, I did it when I landed here. It was in the dark as well, wasn't it? And the FPS seemed fine, but this seems not so fine. Now you should notice when I do take off that the runway will be a lot flatter. At least I hope it will be. Otherwise we're going to have a problem. I did redo the auto tile for this airport, so hopefully it's seems. I mean, looking around now at the moment, seems to have fixed it. There, I see. We've got a whole big black blob of cloud overhead. So that's possibly why I'm getting bad FPS. I don't know. I mean, this is bad as X-Enviro. I mean, Jesus. I really don't want. If I have to drop down to 2K, I'd rather run X-Enviro than this. Yeah, sky textures. I'm at the moment. I'm sort of well, what you can see at the moment is Ultimate Weather for X-Plane and X-Vision, a mixture of the two. I think I use some Nordic preset or something, and then Ultimate Weather for X-Plane. I also have X-Enviro. Now I had to stop. I sort of stopped using X-Enviro because with the new volumetric clouds it doesn't work very well in 4K, which is what my main monitor is. So, but now I'm finding that Ultimate Weather for XP isn't working very well in 4K either. So it's computers, like you said. It's a bit of a pain. As I say, hopefully once we depart out, the FPS will improve a little bit. Because right now it's being an absolute pain in the okay, so we're pushing back, we're good on there. Ignition selector normal, AP bleed we can turn off now. I may play around with the Ultimate Weather for XP settings as we're en route to try and squeeze out a few more FPS. Right, let me just concentrate what I'm doing here. AP bleed needs to come off. Ground spoilers I now need to arm.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Brake. Put a brake to maximum.
Stand by.
And we can set the flaps. Ah, okay, Vivid Sky. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'll check that out on your stream later, because, as I say, I don't know, the one good thing about the Ultimate Weather for X-Plane, or XP, or whatever it's called, is it does come with some night lighting settings, which is quite good, but, yeah, I'll see what your sky settings look like when you do your flight, because I'm always, if I find out it's really good and I decide, yeah, I'll kick myself for getting Ultimate Weather for X-Plane. AP master off.
Hand signal on the right.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Anti-ice taxi clearance, that Tim's already done. And just put the lights on now. Those on, those on, those on. Okay, just double check this. We got someone else departing out from Geneva. Okay, I will have to use taxiing to 22 via, what's that, Alpha? Okay, LSGG traffic. LSGG traffic, taxi to LW22 via Alpha. There we are. Okay. Normal. Brakes can come off. Minimize the charts. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, anyway, whenever you stream, yeah, I definitely want to check that out because I'll be really interested to see how your sky textures look, because these ones are just seem to be tanking my FPS. Oh Jesus. But the good news is the airport looks a lot flatter, which is handy. Interesting lighting effects. Yeah, see that black cloud and then that sort of, can't describe that colour at the end. It's thank God, is someone coming into land here as well? And let me just check what's going on NSGG. He's not. He's coming in. He's well clear, right? Alright, let's concentrate on getting out of here, and then yeah, I can talk some more. Well, the good news is the runway's nice and flat now. Yeah, that sort of funny orangey beigey distant sky colour. It's coupled with those really black looking clouds, just looks a bit weird. I'm not too sure I like that, to be honest with you. It doesn't look very natural. Well, the plane seems to be trundling along quite smoothly. It's just, there we go. Now, for some reason, my FPS seems to have picked up again since I pushed back from the gate. That is really bizarre. I don't really quite understand that. I'm pleased it has. I don't know. That's weird. That's really weird. Strange. Whether it's just some sort of lighting thing or what, I've no idea, but the FPS when I move about now seems okay. Probably cursed it now and go back to being rubbish in a minute. Okay, we need to get out before he comes in, and so what do we need? We need some lights on. Let me just slow down a bit once I stick those on. So we need, maybe because it's getting lighter, it's less demanding, I don't know. Packs off. Okay. Okay, we'll just depart straight out.
Approaching 23.
In fact, we won't depart straight out because I've just noticed something that I haven't set up. It's just as well I've noticed it, because it would have been a problem when I put my autopilot on.
On runway 23.
And the problem is I haven't set my altitude. Let's just do that. Right. Manflex plus 40 SRS. And as you can see, the runway looks a lot better now. There's still a little bit of unevenness to it, which is what I want, but it's not the nightmare that I landed on. And we can rotate. It's very sensitive, the vertical axis. Gear up. I find on the let's put those back on a minute. Yeah. Climb thrust. Yeah, those clouds just, I don't want it so dark. It should be a little bit lighter. I can probably change that in the settings, to be honest. Me, I'm in an A320. I don't have the A319. Flaps are up. Ah, now the clouds are getting a little bit lighter. That's better. Have a quick outside view. Ah, shit. Oh no, it's alright. Went to do a screenshot and it's paused it for ages then, which is not good. Right, transition is 7,000, so we can flick that over in a minute. Yeah, the other thing is, I'm not really so keen on with ultimate weather. I believe that's what the UW stands for. Is that the cloud altitudes just don't look right. Right, I hope we keep on climbing because there's some pretty damn high mountains around this way, especially if we head eastwards, deeper into the Alps. So, no, we're not heading eastwards, sorry, we're heading southeast. We'll probably see the FPS go down again as I fly through the clouds. I don't know why that happens. Other people have reported the same on the forums apparently. We can turn our lighting off. It's past 10,000. And that just down to there. Seatbelts can stay on for now as we're in the cloud. happy if that climb rate increases. Highest mountain in the Alps is, well, it's in France, so we don't need to worry about that. It's around about 15,500 feet, I think. So once we get up above sort of 14, 15,000 feet, we should be clear of any mountains. Let's see what we got on VATSIM. Oh, it's too bad I'm not flying down to Spain. There's good coverage in Spain tonight. We may well get through this flight without any ATC at all at this rate. Should be a shame. May put on some live ATC. Yeah, there goes the FPS again as we fly through the clouds. It's really annoying. Yeah, I really need to find some weather for X-Plane that doesn't... okay. I'll tell you what, that's... wind shear, although it's supposed to be in the sim, that's just one thing I never I've never had the wind shear alert. I've watched some YouTube videos people have done when they're coming into land and you hear the plane say wind shear, wind shear. For some reason, I've never had that, either in X-Plane or P3D. I've never ever heard that alert. And with the amount of flights I've done, I pretty much must have flown through some wind shear conditions easily. But as I say, for just some reason, I've never got. So I don't know what they're doing to get that alarm. And yeah, this man, this FPS is just tanking in these clouds. Yeah, I've not had it in X-Plane, I've not had it in P3D, I never had it in FSX, I've just never, well, I'm pretty sure I have had it, as in it's happened, but I've never had the alert, the vocal alert, so, yeah, I mean, it's not good. I don't know what the implications are for takeoff. I know on landing, if you're having wind shear, you're supposed to go around. As I say, if you're getting wind shear on takeoff, I don't know if that's such a problem or not. I guess it could be, especially as you reach nearer the V1 speed, and you're just about to obviously lift off the ground. So these clouds are murdering my FPS. Damn it! That's really frustrating. Yeah, I love X-Plane, but the one thing it just doesn't have is a decently optimized weather add-on, at least as far as the payware options go. I don't know, that's why I'm interested to see what your the freeware one you're looking is like, because if that looks nice and obviously has good performance, then yeah, maybe well be tempted to use that as well. Although to be honest, I hate buying an add-on and then hardly using it, but at the same time, I hate bad performance more, so... there we go. Hopefully we'll get out of this cloud soon, and then my FPS will improve. But at the moment, it's not so great. I'm always tempted to actually go all the way back to Xenviro 1.07 because that actually worked quite well. Wasn't free of problems. Sometimes some of the distant bugs were there. I think the problem we got here is we appear to have multiple layers of clouds, which, whilst quite nicely realistic, and I don't know, there we go, the FPS is better again. Oh crikey, yeah, there's some pretty bad conditions. I've been quite lucky. I think the last time I had bad conditions, it was before I started this channel. I was doing a flight up to Keflavik, and that was gusting. But fortunately for me, it was pretty much straight down the runway. It wasn't a direct crosswind or anything, but it still made for an interesting landing. I don't know when I tell you what, this cloud is unreal. I'm nearly at 16,000 feet and we're still in it. There we go. There's a sky. I see blue sky. I see a dark blue sky. I think we're finally coming out the top of it. So yeah, if you're off to Bratislava, you're going to get some ATC, certainly as you cross the UK, and possibly as you cross Germany as well. Me, on the other hand, it doesn't look like I'm going to get anything, which is a pain. Oh no, what happened to the blue sky? We've lost it again. Jesus, weather. Holy smokes. Seriously, we're nearly up to 20,000 feet and still in a thick cloud. That can actually happen. On a recent actual real flight I did when I went up to Edinburgh, when we flew out of Edinburgh, there was quite a bit of cloud about. It took us a long while to get out of it. So yeah, these kind of weather conditions can be out there. Oh, unfortunately, it's absolutely caning my performance. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, I'm trying to think. As I say, usually I've managed to avoid any real bad winds. I think maybe once I had a Stansted one where it's quite windy. It's not very often I've had to deal with seriously bad winds, fortunately. I don't know what the weather's like down in Catania. I should imagine it's fairly nice. Let's have a look. So Catania, let's tell you what weather I can expect in Catania is. LICC. Let's have a look. We're at nearly 20,000 feet and still showing no sign of getting out in this cloud. It's unreal. Oh, hello. How are you this evening? Captain ZY0027. Wow, everyone's around tonight. Brilliant. Let's see, LICC. Weather we can expect upon arrival. Oh, wonderful, it's cloudy. There we go. Fabulous. 28 degrees, cloudy, with a 6-knot wind. So that nice scenic volcano which is next to Catania, Mount Etna, yeah, probably not going to see it. Every time I fly somewhere scenic, flight simulator, it's cloudy. And are we finally getting out of the cloud? I thought that a minute ago, but then we I hope so, because this, jeez, how many layers of cloud can you have? That's unreal. Blame active sky. Actually, I better look in my active sky settings and see how many cloud layers it's depicting. Maybe it's set for like 10 or something. That's probably why I got really... Oh, whoa, hold on, that's suddenly vanished. Maybe that's where I got bad. Oh no, it's back in. Oh, see, I hate it when it does that. That's really annoying. I hate the way the cloud just pops in and out like that. Really annoying. I really wish X-Plane could get some decent weather add-ons. Rumours are that Rex are coming to X-Plane, the guys who do the weather for P3D. I hope they do. although it means I'll end up spending more money. So anyway, I hope they don't. What we need is the Zebo of weather for X-Plane 11, you know? Someone who makes some really decent stuff. See that that cloud up there, it's just looks horrendously unrealistic. Just I just can't look that way anymore. No, I can't, sorry, that just kills me. So I actually spent quite a bit of time downloading quite a few auto tiles for this route, which is going to have been pretty pointless because you're not going to see any of it. And the other annoying thing is, where's my turbulence? I just flew through all that cloud as smooth as anything. Where the hell is the turbulence? You get nice turbulence effects typically on X-Plane as you come down into land, but for some reason as soon as you get above a certain altitude the turbulence just seems to disappear, and that is just yeah, that bugs me as well. And I've got all the turbulence set up pretty much to the max on active sky, but for some reason it is just doing jack. In fact, actually I could try the active sky default clouds, and they can't. Probably, I don't know. Wonder what they're like. Probably crap, but maybe good performance. And if they come with turbulence, all the better. X-Enviro would give you some good turbulence, although typically lower down. Although the trouble with X-Enviro is the cloud is, you never seem to get any high level cloud at all. Certainly not in the newer versions of it. You get a nice realistic low level cloud looking, which looks great, but occasionally you do get some higher level stuff. Anyway, we seem to be out of the cloud, and look at that FP, look at the smoothness now as I move around the cockpit. That's just amazing. For some reason the clouds just absolutely, seriously tank the performance. We're coming out of the clouds now anyway. So we can turn the seatbelt signs off if I haven't already. Don't know why I put them on in the first place, because there is actually no turbulence whatsoever. Okay, the clouds come back to us, just trying to get a nice view of the mountains. Oh yeah, we said we weren't going to look to the left of the plane work, didn't we? Broke my own rule. I just need to check my flight plan a minute. Not flight plan, my FMC. Because I just want to see how it's going to route me in when we get to Catania. I have a feeling we're going to fly over the runway and circle round. Yeah, we can live with that. In reality, you probably get vectored down round like that. But yeah, because obviously you don't want low level traffic conflicting with anything that's departing out. So yeah, we'll probably just fly the Star, unless of course some ATC comes online. Okay, what's happened to... Oh crap, where did that spy go to? Shit. I minimised it and it's vanished off my screen now. That's annoying. Bollocks. Fuck. Task manager. VATSPI, where are you? Task. Right. Okay, VATSPI's back. Okay, have a good flight. As I say, you're going to get some ATC by the looks of things as you cross over the UK and a bit through Germany. And a minute. Let's check where I am. I am there. I am climbing out there. Let me just... hold on a second. Oh, some nice looking mountains across there. Over there. Yeah. Just pop on my phone a minute. Yeah, because are you on X-Plane or FSX for this flight? Because I'm guessing you're on FSX, right? Because I know, because you said that, because whenever you fly across that area, you know, sort of doubling the Isle of Man, you always have that ATIS suddenly come on, don't you? Oh, right, okay. Yeah, because I know on FSX and DP3D there's an ATIS over the Irish Sea that, as you pass the Isle of Man, that always. Oh, it's the same for X-Plane. Oh, that's really interesting. Okay. Yeah, that's really curious then. I can't believe this weather. Is cloudy as we come down the where are we now? I'm still over Italy. I'll come over the Mediterranean shortly. Oh, I've done it again. Jesus Christ. I have forgotten to start my smart cars on my virtual easy thing. Oh man, that's so bloody annoying. I've even, you know, the funny thing is, after I did it last time, I've even got, because I have like a little spreadsheet that I have all my flight information on for when I'm on VATSIM. I even added in bold letters, have you started flight tracker? And I still managed to forget to start my damn flight tracker. Oh man. No. It's frustrating. Every bloody time. I'm gonna have to put a post-it note on my monitor, I think. Start your bloody flight tracker. Or have like a big neon sign on the wall behind my computer. That's really annoying. Damn it. So yeah, my next randomly assigned Ryanair sector will be from, because we flew into Bologna last time, and from there we're going to be going up to Berlin next. So yeah, that'll be a reasonably shortish flight. I might do that one in P3D though, I think, because I haven't taken the PMDG 737 out for a while. And I do like flying it. Nice mountains through the haze there. That looks quite good. See the coastline there. That's rather nice actually. It's just I don't know, the clouds here look alright. These ones in the distance, I don't know, there's just something about them I don't particularly like. Yeah, I'm tempted to get X-Enviro back out. Now we'll see. Let's see what other traffic have we got around me. We've got someone heading up from Olbia to Dusseldorf. British Airways on its way to Napoli. It's ahead of me. Aeroflot from Moscow down to Mallorca. Cool, that's a longish flight. Lufthansa from Rome to Frankfurt. It's quiet. Let's put some live ATC on. I always like to have the background chatter. Zurich radar we'll use because there's no Italian feeds. There we go. Nearly reached our cruising altitude. There we are, we're levelling off at 38,000 because our cruise is 39. This plane keep climbing, that'd be good.
To the right. Step by sec. Contact area increase and flight level 160 and rate 1000, okay. Rate 1000, okay, descent flight 160, something set check. Do you know which one it was, 28? Right. 6197, reaching direct, can't see. Number 54, flight level 206, descending flight level 110. 2054, so very good evening and undefined. Descent flight level 130, continue relax. Descent level 130, continue to relax, using ambulance 5. Hotel 677 to the 78. Radar remains 6 maximum with structure. Request 36 McLean, just radar 175 direct pin on. Papa Whiskey, contact radar 133.050, goodbye. Sunrise 5, Papa Whiskey 133.050, turn on. In the back.
Let's have a look.
Sunrise 5, Papa Whiskey, level 320
forums.
Sunrise Papa Whiskey identified. Confirm what's in one to avoid? Out 5 Charlie Kilo, request running 075 kilo. So 5 Charlie Kilo. But goes up, Charlie Kilo. Sunrise 5, Papa Whiskey, level 320, inbound, Gamo. And 54, contact arrival 135, 230, Mare. 135, 230, this is number 54. Passenger 110 and contact radar 133.405, goodbye. 133.405, Lufthansa 110, goodbye. Lufthansa 110, level 220. Reduce your point, clear the Bini, radar from Alpha, reduce speed to 40 knots. Alpha 1 runway, please 110, go back. I expect runway 28. Okay. This radar with an Orbx 70 tank upon level 305, descending level 190, for people. 270 tango, 75. New President Aim flight level 350, 0 wing 1 echo Victor. Level 906, turning 120. Motor 603, is very good, turn on flight, knob level 240. Turning side level 240, motor 603. 270 Tango, effect 210 knots, expect runway 28. Well, 210 knots, runway 28, 270 Tango. No 7 Charlie, proceed to the Sierra 513. 160, inbound Cali, September 190. Copy of information, India. This is anticipating Kilo, running behind. Descent flight level 140 and check information, Julian. Flight 140, we'll check, Juliet is on fixation. Unit radar 30, Lufthansa 09 Whiskey, level 320, default. Lufthansa 09 Whiskey, Sicilian, identifying K2 Lando.
Okay, we're finally at cruising at altitude 390, altitude's here at 35, 31, okay, we're good.
It remains on runway 28, the reason is they have already waiting departure on runway 34, which they want to get out.
Seven climb with radar 122815, navigate to Sicilian.
And 16 November, descent level 290.
Radar, good Northern, Namibia 2650, level 610, climbing flight level 310, direct Saturday.
Namibia 286 is Frederick, good evening, identified. Traversing in Ordina, report request level.
Saturday and Ordina, request flight level 350, Namibia 286.
286, Roger, contact further climb. Tower 7308, contact radar 136.015, goodbye. 136.015, Tower 7308, choose. April 438, sir. Quality 44 hours. Spanish, flight over 310. One, sir, expecting 34 later. Thanks, Geneva 608. Never knows why I'm going to want to hold you around. 270 Tango, descent to flight level 140. Descent to flight level 140, 270 Tango. 270 Tango, arrival 118.005. 118.005,
Oh, excuse me. Ah, there's just so much fog is just ridiculous. Jesus.
We're descending level 120 at 1,500 feet per minute, okay, up.
Yeah.
Descent flight 1308 to Delta, great.
Fog is killing me. Let's see what I'm going flag against. Weather settings. Let's see. Sky settings. Auto mist. I'll change it all to horizon setting. Eesh, no. Let's put that back. Auto mist. Seriously. I've got it on low mist settings, so that's how misty it is. Jesus. That's annoying.
Eliminate 9 at Bravo for radar, good evening, identified. To present heading, flight level 240. On heading, flight level 240.
Yeah, I think we'll go back to Exenviro because that fog is just killing me.
Slowly reduce to 220 knots. Reduce to 220 knots, please. 16 again, please. Another 05, Laura 973, thank you for trademark arrival 118.005. 118.005, Orbx 16 again, please. Thank you, sir. Pulling 6 for Juliet Bravo, Bravo level 230. Climb level 230, Pulling 6 for Juliet Bravo. Correct, 230 for the Wuling 6 for Juliet Bravo. Climbing flight level 230, Wuling 6 for Juliet Bravo. And Wuling 6 for Juliet Bravo for higher, contact with radar 128.905. 128.905, Wuling 6 for Juliet Bravo, bye. Go on. Fine, sir.
Climb flight level 350, number 236.
Contact Munich 134.150, check. 134.150, motor 60 data aviation. Level 5 of level 5 microtel, watching level 1 of level overheated. Listen to 5 microtel, preparing you to another point, continue climb flight level 230. Level 5 microtel. Motion 97 slowly, descent flight level 130. Descent level 130, Charlie. 97 Charlie, descent 2,000 feet per minute. 2,000 feet 97 Charlie. 9014 is ready, good evening, identified. Fault due traffic, left heading 120, climb for level 350. Left heading 120, climb level 350, turn 9014. Right, for 1 Mike Charlie, contact line 132.405, goodbye. 22. 105 Runner for 1 Mach Charlie, bye-bye. Avid Express 36 Mike Lima, contact radar 136.015, climb. 015, Avid Express.
Oh, you're on your way. Let's see if I can find you on VATSIM. See. Ooh, someone's going to Edwards Air Force Base, really. Ah, yes, there you are. Yeah.
There's 159 record, is at level 130. Is at level 130, please 159 echo. Whiskey direct, come on. Whiskey direct to come on.
Yeah, I wasn't whether for X-Plane, I think just, even if, as this is a bare minimum fog settings, I just think it just overdoes it, so yeah, maybe next flight we'll go back to X-Enviro and have a play about. Let's go on the X-Enviro web page a minute. X-Enviro.
68, climb for the 40. Geneva 8 line up Bravo, coordinate high, Meta 132, 405. The 245, Geneva 8 line Bravo,
So yeah, I could actually roll it back to 1.10 on X-Enviro. May do that.
Descending 320, approaching in India. 2 kilos is Bergman identified, Coke 7515 after Regia to Garmo, then Asus. 7515, Regia, Garmo, Addons, belongs to a 6 kilo. Central 09 Whiskey, contact Rhine 132, then 1405, come on.
Saturday, another whiskey, over the Rhine, radar 122, 405, please.
Hello, Malta 329 climbing 310 to Tracer, request 370. Malta 329 with radar evening, climb for double 350. 250, Malta 329. Correct 9014, resume navigation to Peva. Direct Peva, Ukraine 9014. 9014, contact Padova, 134.390, goodbye. 134.390, Ukraine 9014, have a good night, bye-bye. You too, thanks. Condor 3 Lima Mike, contact radar 133.050, goodbye.
133.050, Condor 3 Lima Mike, bye.
Great, right.
Control, citizen Condor 3 Lima Mike, maintaining flight level 320.
Condor 3 Lima Mike, descend flight level 250.
It's a flight level 250, Condor 3 Lima Mike.
Remove the 329 on the airport for rate to 1,000 feet and window grade ground to passing 330. Flight level 205, level 150 down in 133 Bravo, steady good to run 5 clear, radar balance. Proceed at the crossing and vector for right hand stomach. Direct crossing at the direct of the 40 kilo. Approaching maintain level 160. Two stations. Swiss 43 kilos and left direct to Strasbourg. Two crossing at 40 kilo. Next. The Sala will be line moving down from the south to Zero inbound to Addons. Line 8 from Luton, hello, identified. Swiss hello, Swiss 75 Alpha Zulu, climbing level 1 and 02 Odina, request level 210 final. Roger, Swiss 75 Alpha Zulu is identified, climb to flight level 210. Climb level 210, Swiss 75 Alpha Zulu. Swiss 6 Kilo Charlie, level 1, 0. Swiss 6 Kilo Charlie, Navi identified, clear to 1 Golf. 1 Golf, 6 Kilo Charlie. Swiss 43 kilo, descends to flight level 140. 740, 40 kilo.
Yes.
5 micro tail, contact unit 133, 550. 5 micro tail, 1, 5 micro 405, come on in. This again. Easyjet 70 Golf, contact line 132, decimal 405. This 240 to destination. Climbing 240, approaching up easy. To Trosteringen and Orbx for lower. Negative, that's one, Swiss 327. Okay, Swiss 327, sorry, identified as well, yes, Paulina Mike to Golf. Paulina Mike to Golf, Swiss 327. Kilo 551. 551, Roger, take course direct to Luton, climb at level 320. Next to Luton, climb level 320, Portugal 551. Good evening, Swiss Target 780-350, inbound to Stockholm. Cook 780, sorry, good evening, identified, Roger. Easyjet 2 kilo, contact radar 133, decimal 050, goodbye. 133, 050, goodbye, 2 kilo. Key identified. 130, 130, travel. 6.380 or 3 up, Luton 1 Alpha Whiskey, this is Friday, good evening, identified Roger. Cleared to Orbx, call back for further calls.
Direct to organization, there is no transfer Alpha Whiskey.
I call you back for calls.
Okay, thank you, no transfer Alpha Whiskey.
This 2117, feedback 230 knots. What's the call, 369 Kilo Charlie? Negative, that was for Swiss 2117, speed 230 knots. Nice, goodbye.
Milano 136.035, immediate 36, bye-bye.
Portugal 551, climb to level 340. Level 340, Portugal 551. Luton 1 Alpha Whiskey, climb to level 350.
350, no track 1 Alpha Whiskey. Italia 153, level 330, traveling.
Italia 153, destroyed identified, direct to Deepstone,
Hey, British Airways flight makes emergency landing.
Control just, it is 370 for final, no track 1 Alpha Whiskey.
1 Alpha Whiskey is copied, clear level 350 for now.
350, no track 1 Alpha Whiskey.
Thank you. 230, ready for 40 kilo. 369 Kilo Charlie, speed back 230 knots. 230 knots, 369 Kilo Charlie.
The British Airways plane has made emergency landing in Valencia after smoke allegedly engulfed the entire cabin. Jeez, that's not very good.
646, climb to level 240.
At least I got down safely.
789, contact arrival 135, 230. 135, 230, Please 2117, descend to flight level 130. Level 130, this is 2117. And through direct to Zulu Hotel 205. Zulu Hotel 205. 646, contact minus 134405. 134405, goodbye. 327, descend to flight level 170. Flight level 170. 369 Kilo Charlie, Henrik, to Zulu Hotel 205. 369 Kilo Charlie, direct to Zulu Hotel 205. Correct. 201, Roger, further climb in about 6 to 7 minutes, traffic alone. That's good. First thing I'm doing is 1 Papa Zulu descending 320 inbound for ASDF. With 1 Papa Zulu is radically identified, direct to Elmore, then traveling in Aline. Elmore traveling in Aline with 1 Papa Zulu. Jeder grüße hier, Second Uniform Foxtrot. Having flight level 269, coming 310 inbound lockdown. Ordering 7 Uniform Foxtrot, flight level 9, transfer level 330. Ordering 7 Uniform Foxtrot, having flight level 330. 327, speed 240 knots. Speed 240, speed 327. Speed 2117, contact arrival 118.005. 118.005. Hello, hello. 37 power for Zulu leaving. Roger. 269 Kilo Charlie, flight descent flight level 140 now. 269 Kilo Charlie, descent to flight level 140. Flight level 140, 269 Kilo Charlie. EC 32 Tropic Golf, to leading, check to Bravo Lima Mike, descent path 190. EC 36 Romeo Golf, is identified Bravo Lima Mike, 2 volts. Mike to Golf, EC 36 Tropic Golf.
Bravo Lima Mike, radio check.
Slowly defined.
We got a nice tailwind, 36.
Going from Uniform Foxtrot, Emirates climb rate is 1,200 per minute. Okay, so Uniform Foxtrot, so cleared level remains 330 for the time. I call back on the climb. Going from Uniform Foxtrot, cleared flight level 330. Right down to the numbers on the point, exposure out of 335 down 350 to Oregon with express 390. So this is for a destination flight of direct flight direct to Luton. Direct to Luton, so the point is here. Roger, further time clearance radar 132.835. Goodbye. So the time 162.835 is to the point is way down to the number. 18005. 18005. Don't cut your over.
Right, getting towards our top descent, slowly. Ah, do have a drink up there. Yes, it's handy.
Step out 160, 83, and reduce speed to 240 knots, please. 240 knots, 83,
Yeah.
Pleasure, this is report to dive level 216 and 200 meters. Please stroke to 5, square and Orbx, Bravo Lima Mike to go arrival, descend to flight level 170. Bravo Lima Mike to go, level 170, report to 5. Data with an Orbx is 1665, flight level 200 at Orbx. This is 1665, prepare to view turn on the 5 key at Milgram and Alpha, descend flight level 130. Descend flight level 130, negative 1 Alpha, this is 1665. Good evening, guys. From 5 Echo Tango, 280 with ascending 200 in Vodka. Ocean 5 Echo Tango, prefer to be cleared on the 5 South to Campton, negative 1 Alpha. Once again, negative 1 Alpha, from 5 Echo Tango. Descend 5 Alpha Zulu, Milan 12675, goodbye. Milan 12675, cheers, 375 Alpha Zulu. Portugal 551, direct Penal Tire, that's in 2 minutes. Direct Penal, the Portugal 551. 1,500, 13 minutes, control, leaving my mind. So down there, device 355, taxi level 330, descending level 300. Alright. 270, climbing 310, request flight level 370. Okay, then 1 Delta, roger. Clear to Luton, climb to level 350. Climb 350, do direct Luton, or Monkey to Monday. 3 Lima Mike, proceed to Delta Sierra 513. Sierra 513, control 3 Lima Mike. 2 kilo, proceed to Addons. Addons 2 kilo. No. 10 miles flight event 250 with ZR1 Papa Zulu. Golf, arrival 118.005, class. 48005, PC36, you're in North Quebec. Outside 2790, switch radar 128.05, right? Descent line of 1509, radar point running to uniform flight level 340, direct Zodra. Open 21 X-ray uniform to traffic gaming, identify direct to Lockta. Direct to Lockta, point 21 X-ray uniform. Okay, Portugal 551, climb to level 350. Clear that level 350, stop 551. Maroc 81 on Delta, further climb radar 132.835, point 32835 on Monkey Flight. Number 3 Lima Mike, contact Stuttgart 119 out of 2, just.
119 out of 2, Condor 3 Lima Mike, bye.
425, arrival 118.005, goodbye. 18705, short to Mark. 0. Italia 153, descend to level 320. 320, Italia 153. 153, connect radar 133.050, goodbye. 133.050, Italia 153, south. Air Portugal 551, contact radar 136.015, goodbye. 015, bye, Portugal 551. 7 on level 30, Delta Sierra 513 now. Delta Sierra 513, excellent, 2 kilo, request of Stuttgart, reduce speed 260 knots. Speed 260 knots, 2 kilo. Runway down the runway. 279.0, descend to class level 190, be level latest at Kaby. Level 190, level latest at Kaby, open 279.0. Italia 7 Whiskey with you, approaching 310 Delta. Italia 8 service, select departed right to Basco, then Kaby. Basco, then Kaby. Italia 38. Down. Going 7 uniform Foxtrot, Charlie flight to the 340. And for further connect line 132.405, going. Going 7 uniform Foxtrot, right, 132.405, Adi.
Right over there, your Santa 806 Papa, inbound is equal flight level 350.
Recommendation 6 Papa, verder naam direct. Identify direct 14 knots.
That's 49 right now. 806 Papa, okay.
508 on Edinburgh. Wizard 1 Papa Zulu to Zeta, good evening and on the point. Carry the line 355. Zero 1 Papa Zulu, descent flight over 200. Papa Zulu. And Metro Papa Victor, cross 2744, able to clear 60?
904 Charlie, descent to flight level 140.
Descent 140, 5
Contact arrival 118.005. And you have free speed.
118.005 with free speed, taken by Batoni, good night. System 1 kilo to it, reaching 530. System 1 kilo to it, System naam de left side, transdingen, EVGA, translate level 350. System 1 kilo to it, after traveling EVGA, translate 350. Roger, confirmable, level 390. System 1 kilo to it, 8 for 1 kilo to it, roger, clear level 350 and...
Okay, let's have a look. MA's Zurich. Passing Naples off to our left.
132.835, thank you. British 1 Delta Single, descent to level 330. Voladia 2454, climb to level 350. Climb to level 350, Voladia 2454. 2454, connect the line 132.140, goodbye. 132, 140, Voladia 2454, goodbye, good night. Very good, Alpha, Alpha, 99X, climb level 31. This is 99X, very good, Alpha, identified, confirmable 350. West on the 99X, Roger, call it for the climb. Roger. Thomas Cook 780, contact Padua 164.390, climb. 390, for approximately 20 miles. With your 1 Papa Zulu, heading 330 approved. Appropriate requested with your 1 Papa Zulu. And report rank here. Hi, firm with your 1 Papa Zulu.
Channel 3 for Golf, good evening, Bravo Mike to Golf arrival. Descent to flight level 150.
Flight 150, Bravo Mike to Golf arrival. Order. When ready, descend to level 250, reach level latest at Luton.
Catania 153, good evening, descent to flight level 240.
Level 240, level 150. Roger. Austin 99 X-rays direct to Benalt, higher level in 4 minutes. Direct to Benalt, confidence on the 99 X-rays.
The 2 hotel for the Nordic, climb to flight level 240.
Land Hotel 240, this 240. Driving distance to Alpha, reaching level 240. Person 26,000, very good on our back, climb to level 350. At 350, what is that? Eastern Whiskey, descent level 250. 250, Eastern Whiskey, radar 128050, chop. Away, 250, chop. Hello, good evening. 126, Echo Kilo inbound, ABC. That's level 223, but it's not level 240. 8 Whiskey. Good evening. Descent to class number 190, beloved latest account.
No, not too far for me to go at all. I'm about 120 nautical miles from descent. I just checked on you a few minutes ago, funny enough. I think you're just passing over Manchester or somewhere, so let's have a look. It's here you are. Yeah, you've gone past Manchester now, so you're yeah, you've still got a fair way to go.
Thank you for maintain 330 for coordination. Thank you.
But yeah, we'll be descending before too long. At least you've got some ATC. It's been rather quiet for me on VATSIM. At least I've got the live ATC chatter in the background to break the monotonous silence.
Runway 3946, descent at level 320. Runway 3946, descent at level 320.
Oh yeah, my VAT spy just updated. So yeah, you've probably still got, I don't know, around about what, 2 hours of flying time left to go? Maybe just under, I reckon. I don't know what the winds are like for you. I'm quite lucky. I've got about a 37 knot tailwind at the moment, which has helped meet my cause a bit.
210 level 2000.
Yeah, there it is, isn't it? There's a fair big chunk of it online there. Yeah, so you're yeah, you're going to get some good ATC. That's pretty good. Yeah, it's yeah, a bit quiet down down in the south of Italy here. No doubt tomorrow when I'm flying somewhere completely different, the whole of Italy will probably be on VATSIM online or something, knowing my luck. I do actually have an account for the other 1 hour 51 minutes to go. Yeah, I had a feeling that you still had a failed one. I do actually have an account for EVGA, but I haven't flown on there for a while, and yeah, sometimes got some good coverage. It's just the problem with X-Plane is when you fly on EVGA, it sort of kinds of conflicts a little bit with Squawk Box, so you sort of have to take Squawk Box out your plugins and then put the IVAO thing in, and it's a bit of a pain. So and I can't remember if it's on X-Plane or P3D, but I can never get the planes to show up either. You just see they'd be invisible. You'd literally just see the navigation lights, and that was it on some of them. So I kind of gave up with IVAO, just sort of stick to VATSIM now. But
with radar, this is 1950, flight level 109, and flight level 120.
Get a weather update for Catania. Let's see what's going on there. It was cloudy earlier. I'm kind of hoping the weather's picked up a little bit. Let's see. Interesting. So the weather in Catania. Come on, what do you think? Oh yeah, that's not too bad as FPS. Still cloudy in Catania, rather annoyingly. Let's have a look. It's the meta. In fact, it's actually got. No, I was reading it wrong. Oh, it's not too bad actually, just a few clouds around about 800 feet apparently. Or was that, no sorry, 8,000 feet I think, sorry. If I'm reading that right. Yeah, a few clouds around about 8,000 feet. So yeah, it's although it's cloudy, it shouldn't be too bad. So hopefully we'll get a nice nice view of Mount Etna after all.
Uniform, contact line 132.405. 132.405.
So I'm going to get my descent, or rather approach data, plugged in. And let's have a look. Performance. Yeah, approach data. Okay, so pressure is 1015. Temperature is a very warm 27. And the winds are 8, it's very light winds, 80 at 2 knots. Transition, I believe, is 7,000. There we go. And if I get the charts up a minute, because I'll need my ILS. And the decision height is 250. Yeah, 250 on the decision height. There we go. Let's just check 109, 900, that's good. Alright. And we are the... oh no, there is another flight coming into Catania, but he's well behind me, so he's just leaving... where he's just left, where's he just left? Pisa? Yeah, Pisa. So he's well behind me, so I don't have to worry about him. Not by a long way. So yeah, 80 miles to top of descent. So yeah, we should be down, should be landing, what about maybe 45-50 minutes? Or less actually, maybe, a little bit less. About 40 minutes. Oh, it's got an ETA on my stream flight info, hasn't it? I can't see that, obviously. But, the rest of you can.
Relax on Alpha and any speed, this one's over cockpit. Providing free speed, maintain a rate of 1500 feet per rate 1500 to radar and free speed, this one's over cockpit.
So FS Labs, I'm still waiting to find out what's wrong with that plane. I may just completely uninstall it and try and reinstall it and see if that fixes it. But don't necessarily hold out too much hope on that. Okay, yeah, that's yeah, I think it's because, yeah, I tell you why, because it's got it that it does it purely on distance. So if I was landing on runway 27, that would probably be correct, but I'm not. I'm landing on runway 8, so I've sort of got to fly over the airport and circle back round. So it's probably going to take a little bit longer than that, I would imagine. I certainly can't imagine me landing in under 20 minutes from my current position, that's for sure. So I'd expect that value will change. What do I use for my overlay with the information? There is something called Fly Live Studio, or Fly Live is the thing it's called, and I won't lie, it can be, and it wasn't easy to set up. It is a little bit fiddly to get it looking right. I had to look at a few tutorials. Project Fly, incidentally, comes with its own flight information overlay if you use that. I don't know how easy that is to set up because I've not used it. Runway 27, but landing 08. Good question on that. If I look on my, it's got 08, landing runway 8. Sorry. Oh, I see. Yeah. Did I say that? All right. Yeah. Not, the runways are. Yeah, it's getting a bit mixed up there. Sorry about that. So we've got runway 8 and runway 26 at Catania, and I'm landing on runway 8. It's been a long day. Let's see. Yeah, Project Fly. So there is apparently a overlay thing you can use on Project Fly. As I say, I've not used it. I guess you just fill out the relevant information, and then obviously in your stream you create a little overlay wherever you want to put the information, and then I guess you just link it into the information you fill in on Project Fly. Is I guess how it works. With Fly Live, I had to pretty much choose all the fonts, the colours, the sizes, the positions. It was fiddly. It was fiddly, to be honest with you. I mean, it kind of looks okayish. I mean, I mean, you look at some people's streams on YouTube, and they have the flight overlay information. It looks really well done. Sort of fiddling around and stuff like that on the computer is not really my forte. So I've done sort of a rudimentary job just so that people can see the information. I'm happy enough with it. It's okay. It's nothing particularly special, but yeah, it's reasonably straightforward. Oh, you mean in Project Fly? Yeah. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. But yeah, I use this other one. I'm happy enough with it. But as I say, you go around on YouTube, and some people have done some like really good ones. Anyway, we are not too far away now. 40 nautical miles. Oh, I meant to say, I was reading up more about. Remember, we were talking about that CWS switch, not switch button on the 737. Yeah, Chewy, Captain Canada, and a whole load of the other ones. I believe use this Fly Live Studio. I don't know if maybe there's some other ones out there. I don't know. Or they completely have the know-how to totally do it customized themselves. I've no idea. But yeah, there's some, as I say, there's some pretty good overlays people have done out there. But yeah, the CWS button, I was reading more up on that. And so basically, from what I gather, it allows you, depending on how you have it switched on, to be able to do something with the pitch and the roll without having to maintain constant pressure on the yoke or something. That was the gist of what I got, without it disconnecting the autopilot. So yeah, it's interesting. I just had a quick skim through. I didn't read up in depth about it, but that was interesting to read. Let's see. Oh yeah, we're really getting close to that top of descent now. See a few islands down there. Can't see Sicily just yet. Ooh, that sun is really bright across the water there. A little bit too bright. So yeah, here, as you can see now, my FPS is fine. But obviously, when we took off with that heavy, thick cloud, it certainly wasn't fine.
On the arrival, 118.005, goodbye. 118.005, dynamics, straight on. 1030, contact Swiss 133.050,
Yes, that's right. So yeah, it's quite interesting. I shall at some point I shall be brave and give it a go and see what it does. Probably best not to do it on VATSIM just in case it goes horribly wrong and I nosedive into the ground somewhere. Maybe I'll do like a little test flight and just switch it on and see what happens.
18005, get this 119, remember.
Anyway, we are just about at the top of our descent. The ILS needs to be intercepted at what altitude? I think it's quite a high one here. At Nassau we need to be at 5,000. Some quite high terrain around, especially with that volcano. I mean, that goes up to 10,800 feet. Jeez. We should be well clear of that though, but we'll get a nice view of it as we come into land. I have flown into this on the simulator before. That was on P3D though. I've not done it on X-Plane, so I'll be interested to see how it looks with the ortho scenery. Hopefully it's got some good ortho. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's pretty much what it does. It holds it in place, so you don't have to keep the pressure on the yoke. Right, we can begin our descent now. It's Stansted, did I say? Yeah. There we go. When we land, what side will I need to vacate to? Land and vacate to the left. It's not a particularly long runway. It's only about just under 8,000 feet long. So we can't afford to float too much. Hopefully the runway will be flat. It is one of my new ortho tiles with the new ortho, so it shouldn't be affected by unevenness. Oh yeah, sure, yeah. The A320 obviously has a different setup. I mean, I know somewhere over here they've got, which I've never played around with, where is it? I thought it was up here somewhere. They've got different control law. Now where did I see that? That's ground proximity flat. Yeah, I don't know if it's these buttons here or somewhere else on the settings. Because obviously Airbus is flight control. I think maybe it's here. And depending on what you set, changes the control law, whether it's fly-by-wire or handles a little bit differently. Or is it over on this side? It's right. It's some of these switches I think that are to do with it. To be honest, I'm not massively clued up on the Airbus. I just wish I could get rid of some of this grey fog on wet weather. Yeah, I might go for my next flight. I might go back to X-Enviro. We shall see. But that means I have to do it in 2K. Oh, that looks nice down there, doesn't it? Ah, okay. Yeah. I knew it was one of those switches. As I say, I'm not. I know the basic. I know my basics of the Airbus, but I don't know the systems as in depth as perhaps the 737. Even of the 737, I don't know the systems massively in depth either. But I have yeah, most of my flying time, because there's this thing called it's part of Flight Radar 24. It's like a flight diary, and I keep a log of all my hours on there, and I've just gone over 1,500 hours, and I'd say the vast majority of that is split between the 737 and the A320, probably a little bit in favour of the 737, although funnily enough more recently I seem to fly the A320. That's quite good for keeping a track of all the flights you do.
Direct link, this is 128. Switch radar, Quentin Orbx, switch 118 up, all level 200, direct Orbx. Switch 118 up, we're already 5, split, everyone reach 10, Negro, Alpha, speed 240. Robert, Negro, Alpha, speed 240 knots, switch 118 up. 78, this is Rob, the 3, that is 207, level 170.
Yeah, we're losing the profile a bit. Let's put the speed brake out a little bit later. Not too worried about it. At least the cloud's not too much of a problem.
Negotiated 1584, flight level 133, standing flight level 180 on heading 000. With 154, and already fired, right, label at course 2 Pacific. When able, direct Pacific, 154. Keep 3 Papa Mike, level 3 and 0. Level 3 Papa Mike, can I verify? Alpha 240. Climbing 240, this 1278, thank you. Hearing 7, Romeo, continue descent, flight level 160. Hearing 7, Romeo, continue descent, flight level 160.
That's possibly the volcano just there, I think, because that looks quite high, doesn't it? And we're not a million miles away from the airport. In DAX, just want to check my speeds actually. NATO 2000, flight level 3. DAX 16,000, NASOM 7,000. Shit. Want to be at 7,000 at NASOM? Get my charts up. Now NASOM we only want to be at 5,000. Right, why has it got 7,000 on here? Crap. I should have checked this. FL 050, let's plug that in there. Descent, insert. Right, that's better. Okay, let's put a bit of speed brake out because we need to get back on profile. Secondary flight controls, electronic leading edge. Yeah, see, okay. Thanks for the info. Yeah, I had a feeling. Okay. I'm gonna seriously need to read up on all that stuff. Like, yeah, I tell you what, when you've been doing this simming for a while, and you get to the point where you think you know all about the aircraft and everything, and then all of a sudden you realise no, actually you still only really scratched the surface of the systems, and they're incredibly more complex than you realise. I don't know how we've managed to get so far above the profile, but we're We got the speed brakes out now, which should hopefully bring us back. We're coming down at a ferruled rate of knots now, so it's not. Jeez, we're really making a bit of a mess of this approach. Really needs, because at where we peak card we should be at what altitude? Yeah, peak card we should be at 19,000. There we are. Okay, can't be that far off it then. RCA 30, we should be at 16,900. Yeah, really. Okay, we're really ending up having to ride the bloody speed brake down. It's not ideal. Not ideal. Okay, let's switch the seatbelt signs back on. I don't know how I let that profile run away with me like that. And we're hopefully going to get back on it in time, otherwise we may have to go around if we don't. Suddenly a bit more clouds popped up. Ah, there we are, we're getting back on the profile. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Put the auto brake on medium already. Bleed the speed off a little bit. Now we're back on profile. We want that on. Okay, we'll take the speed brake off, just need to rearm it. And what else do we need to do? Double check the local QNH. Oh, okay. Elevator and you're on computer. Yeah, that sounds about right. Performance. Next phase. Approach. There's 142. Okay, 1015 is local QNH. Okay, all of a sudden we got a whole load of cloud out of nowhere. That's a bit annoying because it's going to kill my view of everything now. Gee, I really can't see how we're going to slow down in time to land this. What speed have I got at Nason? At Nason we're still doing 250, no way, that should be slower by there. I think we may have to take over the speed control in a minute. Because I just really can't see me. So, I don't know, having said that, Nasom's further out than you realise. Nasom and then Diesel. Oh, we'll run with it, we'll see how we go. There's where I'm trying to land, all the way down there. We seem ridiculously high. This really doesn't look right at all. But how far I've got left to go. The volcano should be over to my... oh, there it is. Get a nice view of the... let's spin it round, get a nice view of the volcano in the background. There we go. Right, let's try and not make a mess. I just can't see how we're going to get down and slow down in time. This approach has got go around written all over it, to be honest with you. I'm going to switch to the local QNH now, as that's one less thing I've got to remember. It's yeah. I'd really be happy if we were already at about 7,000 feet. Nice ortho here, I have to say. Looks pretty good. Okay, let's get the lights on. So we hit 10,000. Okay, seatbelt signs on and everything, lights are all on. Oh, now we're getting a bit of turbulence, there we go. That's more like it. I don't know why I didn't get this on departure. That's really weird. Now we're getting chucked about. That's really bizarre. I have no idea why it does that. We're getting quite a bit of turbulence now. Why can't this happen more often? We're getting whacked around quite a bit now. That's really weird. I don't know why we didn't get any turbulence on our departure, but now we're getting thrown around like mad. That doesn't make much sense at all to me. There we go, there, look at that. Hey. That's much more like it, there we go. Okay, we might be alright actually, because it's quite a long loop round we've got to do and then back. So I think we're going to be okay. Finally we're getting some turbulence. Oh, there's another airport down there. Where's that one? That can't be the one I'm landing on, can it? No. Flying over that? Oh, I have no idea. Anyway, I'm enjoying the turbulence, finally. Just as I said, I just no idea why we didn't get this on departure. That's really weird. Something's better than nothing. Okay, we're going to start the long loop round shortly. Altitude is good, I think. Yeah, because we've got about 30 miles to loop round, and we've only got to drop 5,000 feet. Oh, you're over Langdon radar already? Okay, you're making some good progress. Slowly getting there, huh? Let's see, he's off there. The other plane. Oh, he's not a million miles behind me. The one coming in from Pisa. We won't have to worry about him. Unless he decides to land on the runway going the other way, I don't know. Yeah, my ground speed, it's pointless looking at that now because I'm a lot lower. My ground speed is only 267 knots now. I'm not sure what it was when I was cruising. Okay, I've switched to QNH. Oh, okay, we're looping around this way. I thought we were going to loop round the other way. That's interesting. Okay. That's not the way I thought I was going to fly this loop, but never mind. As long as we get below that, glide slope, I don't mind. Nassau, we need to be at 5,000, so we're pretty much more or less going to make it at 5,000. Let's just zoom that out to okay, and we're getting below the glide slope, which is always a good thing. Okay, that's good. I'm glad I changed that, as otherwise we'd have still been, what, about a bit higher, 7,000 feet. So anyway, we're down where we need to be, making the turn round now. Ideally, I would like to be slowing down sooner rather than later. We'll run with it. Sometimes this plane can be a little bit awkward to slow down, so that's why I'm a little bit wary of still being at. Well, we're under 240 knots. Decel is coming up soon. And let's hope we can slow down nicely in time. The good thing is the altitude's on our side. Weather's not too bad. Let's be loop round. I prefer it if that descent rate would come down. How I do the flaps in the 737 distance from airport. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, with me, the flaps, I mean, I used to fly a lot to and from Budapest in the 737, and I used to sit and watch at what point. I know, because I knew the approaches, I know how far we were from the airport, and I'd actually sit and watch and see when they started deploying the flaps, and at what point they put the landing gear down as well. And it's actually a lot nearer to the runway sometimes than a lot of people realise. Obviously, a lot depends, because I think there's one of the Spanish airports, Alicante I think it is, and sometimes they'll deploy the flaps early, because typically on approach they'll have the wind running behind them. Sometimes they want to slow down quicker. Let me just check something. Yeah, so we're going to intercept on there. I really wish we would start slowing down now. I might. No. Let's stick to. Against my better judgment, I'm going to stick to what the is programmed in. Let's arm the localizer. Already. Yeah, that sounds about right. I just want to see on my approach chart a minute where we're actually going to hit that. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I want to improvise a little bit here. We are going to. Oops. No. I'm going to do that. I also want to start slowing down now. Landing speed is 141. You can see the volcano Etna right ahead of me there. Yeah, same for me. I think the only time you want to use flat 40 landings is when you got a really short runway or wet. There's certain conditions that they want you to use it in. I did arm the localizer, yeah. So hopefully that should swing round in a minute. And see the runway. Any second. Okay, that's good. Let's arm the approach. Okay, we're good. I'm happy with the speed as well. I think I did. Yeah, I think I did the right thing. Because yeah, the runway's just coming up there. We're going to be on the glide, and where's it going? 141. Let's slow down the final approach speed. Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay, we're probably going to configure it a little bit early here. Let's go that flaps, and we'll go gear down now. Put the brake fan on. Yeah, we're on the glide slope, so I need to start slowing down now. otherwise we'll never slow down in time. And take a while to slow down this Airbus sometimes. So gear down, just double check that I've armed the ground spoilers. I have. Flaps. Oh yeah, see where is. Oh no, we are slowing down finally. There we go.
Quality 6 line Victor, 2 Ladon. Ladon, quality 6 line Victor. Unit 6649, contact radar on 133, correct 132, that's 1835. 132, 835, that's 61 level. This is 5 minutes on reaching, send to flight level 250. Airport 1630, descend to flight level 200, cross that hardware level. Flight level 200 to be level by Akazu from 1630. Going 2 kilo, turn right by 10 degrees. Right by 10 degrees, obviously, good listen. Defect to 230 knots. Schedule speed 230 knots, heading 449. Down to 60 Bravo 1000.
There's literally no wind at all. Okay, we'll switch the autopilot off. Looks like we're a little offset from the ILS when you come back our way a little bit. So, not sink too low. Here we go. Let's come back that way a little bit.
400. KM 47 November, contact Milano, radar 126. 100 above. 300. Minimum. Area 31 kilo papa, flight level 320.
Yes.
200. 31 kilo papa, contact radar 133, decimal 405.
405,
100, 33405. 50, 40, 30, 20, retard.
Oh,
retard.
floating it.
Retard.
Didn't want to do that.
Retard.
That was a bit untidy in the end.
5,000 feet remaining.
The runway dipped down as well.
I
I thought I'd put the brake fan on. Any braking, and there we go.
2,000 remaining.
2405.
That's a little bit untidy. Perhaps maybe overdid the flare. I don't know. We'll have a look on the replay because we ended up floating a bit more than I ideally wanted to there.
Airport 1630, contact Milano, radar 126, decimal 750, goodbye. 9.0, climbing level 120. Level 130, I believe, 449.
Yeah, I know there's some pretty in-depth calculations. Yeah, see my runway, you can see it slopes down there. That's probably why it felt like I was floating it, because it's on a nice slope right the way down there. I don't know why there's a Qantas 747 here. I really wish... I tell you what, I love the work people make in doing these sceneries, but I really wish they'd give a little bit more thought as to the static aircraft they had. Because I'm pretty sure Catania isn't on Qantas's route map. Oh, you're way ahead of me on that then. I usually just do it off the top of my head. You're doing it properly. I was doing it off the top of my head in the hope that it will look like people think I know what I'm doing. Anyway, let's ooh, where are the gates? Oh, here we are. Let's park up next to this 747. There we are, Mount Etna in the background there. Welcome to Catania. We'll just park up, disconnect from VATSIM, and then we'll have a look at that landing. Right, squawk box, disconnect. Okay, I don't have to fire my PREP because I forgot to start it in the first place. Right, let's go have a look at that landing. I'm pretty sure we floated it a bit because the runway was sloping downwards, but Furious from takeoff to top of climb, yeah. Yeah, I can imagine that's that's an interesting calculation. Right then. Let's see how this. Yeah, we drifted away from the centre line as well, rather annoyingly. We'll spin it around the other way so we can see the volcano in the background. There it is. So yeah, we come down and then yeah, the runway's sort of sloping down. Oh yeah, a little bit too much flare there. That didn't help. Yeah, a little bit messy. Not massively far off the centre line, but yeah, probably over flared it a little bit there, I think. Let's have a look from the end of the runway. External runway.
Oh,
okay. 120 kgs, yeah. That's not too bad. Yeah, that's not too far out, is it? So yeah, you can see the way that runway slopes down there. And yeah, see, that's why it felt like we were floating it, and then yeah. That's what I love about the contoured runways in X-Plane 11. It just adds that extra degree of challenge to get a good landing. Let's just do a tower view. Yeah, let's run them away. Yeah, if you've got a flat runway, it makes it all too easy to get a, you know, if you're aiming to get like really soft landings, it makes it all too easy. But yeah, to have a contoured runway, as they obviously are in reality, yeah, just makes it all a bit more interesting. So yeah, a little bit too much flare there, perhaps. Well, it wasn't far off being a great landing. Just get a couple of wing views, and then yeah, we'll finish for the flight.
065 uniform. 225 uniform, contact radar 128.050, Quena. 2050, thanks for this, 225 uniform. Kilometer 2 kilo kilo, descend to flight level 290. 719. Passing flight level 92 from 120. Seagate 719, good evening, for the come in 2 minutes. 450, kilometer 2 kilo kilo, buonanotte.
Oh, you mean when they say long landing? Okay. Yeah, because you usually get the voice call out long landing, doesn't it? I mean, yeah. The thing is, I mean, it all depends on the runway length as well. Because sometimes I've had it call out long landings to me, and I've gone ahead and landed, and I've sort of slammed on the brakes and still had plenty of runway left over. So sometimes it's a little bit on the side of caution. But then conversely, other times, once or twice I've come a little bit closer than I would have liked to the end of the runway. So I think it's always best to do it your way, and better safe than sorry, as obviously in reality you would do. But anyway, that's just about me done for this evening. Let's just have a quick little look where you are. So you said you were over Langdon somewhere. Let's have a look. I'm trying to look for a Ryanair flight on my scope here somewhere. Where are you now? Hold on, I've got a better idea. If we come down to there. Oh, okay, you're up here. Okay, yeah, you're breaking the back of the journey now. Well, I hope the rest of your flight goes well, and yeah, you have a good landing. And that's it from me on this flight for now. My pilot's off to the local bar, and I'll catch up with you and everyone else on another flight in the very near future. So that's goodbye from me for now.